Let's make 2024 your richest year yet. And for that, I have a simple 6-step structure for you that has the potential to transform your life, your financial life, to the better this year. And if you take 20 minutes for each step, you will have it set up within 2 hours. And you will also have clarity on what to do next. So let's start with step 1, reflect on the past year. Take a piece of paper or open your favorite note-taking app of choice, write it down and ask yourself, what went well and what didn't go well financially last year? What were financial achievements you had? Mine, for example, was that even though I didn't invest as much as I wanted to, my net worth still went up a little towards the end of the year because my investments were working well. What were financial challenges you went through? What were your spending patterns? Did you stick to your budget? So what you wanted to spend in each category, or was it more? And also, how much did you save and invest? And if you want to go all out here, try to figure out the percentage of your income. And to help you go through this reflection process, you can use the different categories: income, spending, saving, investing, and debt. And this overview will help you for the next step, and that is step 2, reflect on your current financial situation. How would you rate your current financial situation on a scale from 1 to 10? And except when your answer is 10, there will be at least one pain point, if not several, that lead to this number. And this is important. So ask yourself, what are your biggest pain points? Is it your debt situation and that it feels like a burden? Do you struggle to pay your bills, or are you scared of them? Do you feel like losing out because you haven't started investing yet? My biggest pain point, for example, is my income and I want to increase it. Or maybe you are pretty satisfied with your financial situation. Then you can ask yourself how you got there and what you can do to continue on that journey. And that brings us to step number 3, which is formulate goals out of those pain points. And please start with the biggest one, so your biggest pain point. If your credit card debt is giving you sleepless nights, then this will be pay off credit card debt. If you're scared of bills that you don't expect, then this will be build up my emergency fund. If it is procrastinating on investing for too long, then this will be just start investing. Now, if you have identified a lot of pain points, please stick to the biggest 3 to 5 and don't formulate more than that. Because first, our time frame here is just 1 year. And second, taking care of the number 1 pain point, if not even 3 of them, will most probably fix 80% of your money problems. So concentrating on 1 to 3 goals here will have a much bigger impact than it might seem right now. And then next, you make those goals SMART. And you might have heard of this before. It's a productivity concept, and SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I go into detail about this in another video. And by the way, if you want to learn more about personal finance in general and also building wealth by investing, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. And then comes step number 4, which is take on one bad habit and transform it within the first quarter. Now, from all of your big pain points, you can conclude at least one bad habit that led to the pain point. And then I want you to focus. Focus is key here. Focus on one thing. If it's spending, figure out the one thing where you're spending too much, and then you work on that. For example, if it's spending on takeout, then start meal prepping. If it's going stress shopping, then focus on finding alternatives to reduce the stress, like starting to exercise or meditation or calling a friend. If it has to do with debt or with saving, then just pay attention to it. So you figure out your one thing and then you focus on that one thing for 3 months. And after that, you can tackle the next one also for 3 months. So after 1 year, you can already have fixed 4 bad habits. And this can already mean all the difference to your finances. Now, I'm using 3 months because it approximately takes 66 days to build a new habit. And the more often you repeat it, the more reliable it gets. And by just concentrating on one, it also makes it easy and it makes it applicable. And then by fixing one bad habit, you will most probably free some money. And this brings us to step 5, which is take one goal you have and concentrate all your energy on this one goal. So you take your number 1 goal and all the money that frees up by fixing the one bad habit, you put towards this goal. If you made it smart, you will have set yourself a deadline, and maybe you can even beat that deadline. And then once you start doing that, so putting the free money towards your goal, and you start seeing progress, this might turn you into a motivation machine, and suddenly you figure out new creative ways of reaching the goal even faster. And then after that, you can tackle the next one. And step 6 then will be to create a financial infrastructure. So to make all of this we talked about, especially working towards your goal, you need the right financial infrastructure, and I will give you a cheat sheet here. So for the infrastructure you need need the right accounts. So you will need at least one checking account where you pay your bills from. Then you will need at least one savings account or money market account where you save. And at some point you will also need at least one investment account. Now, depending on the stage you're at and what your goals are, you don't need all of them at once. And especially if you're paying off debt, all of your freed money can directly go there. The other part of the infrastructure is the right savings system. So it's important that you save right after you receive your income. That means within the 3 to 5 days after you receive it. So under no circumstances wait a couple of weeks before you do that. And also have automated transfers to your savings account or to your debt reduction. Don't do anything manually because it's just too much effort and too much friction. And what I also recommend as part of the infrastructure is to have a system for every additional money that comes in. So for example, if you get a bonus or a tax refund, how do you allocate that money? Do you put everything towards your number 1 goal, or do you split it between goal number 2 and number 3 also? So have a clear plan for this. If you want to learn more about my particular savings system, you might be interested in this video next where I go into detail about that. Otherwise, I hope you got some value out of this. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.